All right, welcome to this daily Sidereal forecast for Monday, August 24th. My name is Athen. So the moon is in Ophiuchus here today, which is the constellation of healing, and I'm getting a strong sense of that in the transit chart as well. As you can see, there's no major aspects going on other than with the moon. And in this early part of the day, the moon will be squaring up to Chiron, the natural ruler of Ophiuchus. So Ophiuchus traditionally does have to do with healing. It has to do with raising the, quote, lower aspects of self into the light, into consciousness. And we usually feel it in the sense of wounds, in the sense of inadequacies, insecurities, things of that nature. So it's a challenge with the square to approach those, to take action towards those things that we do feel inhibited. Where do we feel inadequate? And actually doing it, because as an interesting result of usually this kind of configuration, the squares and oppositions, by taking those, by confronting our fears, by taking the action and approaching those fears, even though we don't feel like we're, again, adequate to do so, by actually doing it, naturally the healing takes place as a result. And I think not only will we feel healed from that, but actually quite freeing as well. The moon is going to be trining up to Uranus during the same time period. So there is this emotional excitement. There is this perhaps wanting to depart from the routine, or at least change up the routine today, which can be quite enjoyable, and overall feeling alive. But I think with the moon in Ophiuchus, the emphasis will be on going through the motions of confronting and facing our personal wounds and inadequacies. Then as the day unfolds, we do have the moon squaring up to Mercury. So in regards to these routines, Mercury is transiting Virgo here today. So it might take the extra attention, intention, and action towards routine, health, diet, the workplace, the work environment, helping others, being of service. All of this is actually a good placement for Mercury, by the way. He is exalted here. But with the square, it does take that extra energy. So maybe it's Monday. Maybe we're just getting those gears turning again. But I do recommend all of that routine, self-improvement, other improvement kind of energy, helping others, being of service. And then naturally, that'll help get that mind moving. It'll help get that energy moving. And there can be a lot, again, accomplished, especially in the self-improvement sector or service sector here today. So that's the general gist. One thing, too, with this square up to Mercury is do pay extra attention to correspondence today, which is a good idea, to communications, and to observe the mind, I think will be important, because usually the squares do have a tendency to imbalance the energies, and here it's the imbalance of the mind or of the throat chakra. So the general gist, certainly Ophiuchus, certainly healing energies, and I think being open to that, confronting them, taking action in areas where maybe we feel like we normally wouldn't because we shy away from it. But I think you can be quite, I think we can all be very, very impressed with the results of when we do actually take those actions and confront those fears. How not only do we feel afterwards, but also what we can accomplish. Because usually where Chiron is, and do check your personal chart because this is a very important asteroid, it's where we feel wounded, but we aren't necessarily wounded. We're not necessarily inept, and or not capable in that particular area. So it's always an internal thing. And then once we get over those internal processes, then we realize we're actually quite good in that particular area. And oftentimes that's where other people actually see us quite good too, because we're always sort of compensating for it. But confront it. It's more of an internal thing. And I think naturally through that, there can be some good outcomes. So if you guys have any questions, please do let me know. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.